This is Secret America.
Welcome, everybody. I am Jack Danger along with Jay Gatling, and we have a lot to get to today. We have apparent clarification on the whole CIA seizing the boxes yesterday, but I think it's more sinister than people are led to believe. People just, when the government tells you something for some reason, you're like, oh yeah, that must have been what happened. Yep, that's what happened. That's not the case, okay? But we'll get into that in just a minute. I've also got Jay, what you may not know, this Congress, this 119th Congress actually broke a record. You know, I mean, it actually broke a long-standing record, and we'll talk about that in a minute too. First, I just want to talk about our sponsor, Max Associates. They are the best place to get USA Pride gifts and patriotic apparel. maxassociates.etsy.com. They got a few new shirts in I want to show you. Check this out. Okay, America 250, and it's not just a tank top. You can also get it in a t-shirt, a long sleeve, whatever you want. But how cool is that, Jay? America 250 with the eagle. That's the same eagle that's on the back of the money and stuff like that. What do you think?
I love it.
Isn't that cool?
Well, yeah, that looks awesome. You know what? It's nice. It's like simple.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It pops out at you, but it's simple. It's really good. I love it.
And I
looks
love
like
the 250.
Looks like a coin.
Exactly. Yeah. It looks like the back of a quarter. I love
Yep.
it. And then we've got another one right here. This is cool. Make common sense great again. I love that. Who wouldn't want that shirt? Make common sense great again. That right there, that shirt right there is the perfect shirt for a Father's Day gift. Father's Day is a month away, 1 month away. This right here is the shirt you should get them. Go to maxassociates.etsy.com. You can scan the QR code in the top right. You can go to the website maxassociates.etsy.com and make sure you can, even if you want patriotic apparel or USA Pride gifts, there's no reason to go look anywhere else. Say you see something cool out on the net. Hey, I want that shirt. Look at Max Associates first to see if they have what you want. Jay, why should they look at Max Associates first?
Well, besides the fact that you just showed two amazing products with great, slogans on them, and they look great, it's 20% off everything over $20 and free shipping throughout the United States. 250th anniversary coming up, Father's Day coming up. What else do I have to say? I don't have to say anything else. Go and get some stuff.
Absolutely. And Jay, if you want to crank up your volume just a little bit.
Let me just, let's see here. Let me move my microphone.
Let's crank it up a skosh. Kind of hard to hear you.
How's that?
Much better. That's good.
Much
Let's
better?
leave it like that. Yeah.
All right.
All right. But yeah, go to maxassociates.etsy.com. You will not regret it. Everybody that you get a gift for, including yourself, will love it. And you're going to get 20% off and free shipping anywhere in the United States. There's no reason to go anywhere else. All right, Jay. The first thing we're going to talk about is the record that Congress broke. Did you know that this 119th Congress broke a record?
I wouldn't think that they'd be breaking any records that are any good.
No, believe it or not, they broke an actual record, a real one. I am going to tell you what they broke, okay? This 119th Congress now holds the record for passing the fewest amount of bills signed into law. They now hold that record now. They are considered the do-nothing Congress. That is their nickname.
Congratulations. As I said, it wouldn't be a record that's any good. So congratulations to them. John Thune, especially, who I think is the real culprit.
He's the leader of the do-nothing group.
He is. I mean, Mike Johnson is I think done a decent job as far as how he has a slim majority, and he has sent some good stuff over to the Senate. John Thune, you have a very important bill, probably the most important bill in, my lifetime, in front of you right now, and you just can't seem to do anything with it. So thank you, John Thune. Congratulations. Job well done. Not really.
Yeah. They broke the record. 119th Congress, fewest bills signed into law. Pretty incredible. But I will tell you something that was great. There was a great thing that came out today, a U.S. Supreme Court decision, Jay. Okay? It's a U.S. Supreme Court decision. They ruled 9-0. It was unanimous that freight brokers can be held liable if they negligently hire unsafe trucking companies, such as the ones that hire illegal aliens or foreign drivers who violate CDL rules and cause accidents. If you guys remember all these accidents that these people were causing, let me give you a little refresher course. Okay, we're gonna give you a quick little refresher course because I want you to see this. And the cool thing is, it has the bill in it. You can. I mean, obviously, you're not gonna be able to read it because it's small print, but you will be able to see the video along with the bill. So take a look at this because this is why the Supreme Court decision was necessary. Look at that.
Yeah.
Right here. That's this guy right here crushing. These are people just crushing into these vehicles. Look, it didn't even hurt him. He didn't even move. Look at the other vehicle up there, crashing right into him, killed 3 people. Other truckers killed 5 people, paralyzed for life, dead. I mean, the things that these people did, even though they had IDs, they are illegal aliens. Even though they had driver's license, now the U.S. Supreme Court says you can be held liable if you hire these people and they get into an accident, Jay.
That's excellent. Now what we need is to have somebody like Gavin Newsom held liable for being in a state and running a state like California where they're giving away those licenses like candy. Forget about the freight companies hiring them. That's good. Maybe now the freight companies will actually do their due diligence when they, look at these people and before they put them on their payroll. But Gavin Newsom and places like that should be held liable for even allowing these people to get a commercial driver's license in the first place when they can't even read signs because they can't speak English. Incredible.
You're absolutely right. They can't read the signs. They can't speak English. So I don't even know why in the world why they hired them. Probably because they cost like 1/10 of what a normal person would cost. So that's why they hired them. But at least now the Supreme Court says they can be held liable, which they should have been able to be held liable the entire time anyways. So no idea why that never happened. Anyways, Jay, there's something big that I want to talk about, okay? Something that that I actually broke this story. The national media has not said a word about this as far as I know, Jay. You tell me if the national media has said anything about this. But everybody out there was a military-style live IED, an improvised explosive device bomb that was found planted at the base of a critical water dam. Divers on a routine check at the Big Creek Lake Dam in Mobile, Alabama, which is the city's main water supply, pulled up a live grenade-type IED from the bottom. 5 agencies, the FBI bomb squad, sheriffs, state cops, etc., rushed in to rip it out, and they detonated it off-site. The crazy part is, though, how does a military-style explosive device end up underwater at a critical infrastructure dam that was built in the 50s and undetected? No security breach reported, no cameras, no alarms, just oops, found this during maintenance. That's what they say. They say it's an unprecedented threat. The DHS has been notified, yet there's zero national media outrage, zero suspects, zero answers. Jay, this wasn't random. Someone with access and know-how wanted to hit that specific dam, maybe for the water supply. I don't know, maybe a false flag rehearsal, test run for bigger chaos, or even an inside job just to justify more surveillance and control. All I know is they're playing with your lives. When you're told everything is fine, but they're playing with your lives, your water, your family, your future. I mean, this is something we have to know. We have to have answers to, Jay, because I can guarantee you it's not an everyday thing where you find bombs, actual live bombs strapped to the base of a water dam that is the main water supply for an entire city.
No, it's not every day, thank God, but maybe it would be every day if they checked every one of them.
How many more are out there, Jay? This was a routine check. They would have never found it. How many more are out there?
Great question. That's the thing. And this, Jack, I'm looking right now. This is a federally designated high hazard dam. Potential for loss of life if it fails. So it follows standard engineering practices, blah, 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 for underwater inspections. Let's see, this dive, they obviously don't put out a schedule as to when they're going to do these dives or if they're doing dives for safety inspections or maintenance, as they shouldn't, because nobody should know when they're doing it.
Yeah, it was a routine maintenance. Yeah, and nobody knows when it's going to happen, like you said.
Yeah, but
Who knows how long it was there?
That's the thing. I mean, how long was it there? I mean, the picture you put up, it looked like it was, the one you made.
Yeah, I'll show everybody the one I made. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, the diver is, it looks like it's covered in a lot of moss and barnacles or wherever else is under there.
Yeah,
but
like it's been on there forever. Take a look. You can't really see it that well.
There you go. Make it a little
bigger. This is the one that I made right here.
Yeah, there it is.
You can see
There it
the
is.
diver. You can see the IED. It looks like it's been down there quite a while. But Jay, this is not a third world country. This is not Yemen or Syria or Pakistan or Iraq or Iran. This is not Afghanistan. Okay, this is the United States, and you're talking about an IED, the same type of shit that they put on the side of the road to blow up soldiers in Iraq, was strapped to the bottom of a water dam, a critical federal water dam, Jay. Something serious is going on here, and nobody's talking about it.
Yeah, was there who put it there? How
And
long
why?
was it there?
Why this dam?
Well, I mean, it's a high risk dam. We just
Yeah, but they could have put it in any dam. You could put it at the Hoover Dam. Why this particular dam? I want to know what's going on in that area that they would need this dam to be destroyed.
Or maybe it was a test run, like you said, to see, oh, can we do this? Maybe they looked at this dam and said, the security kind of sucks here. Let's.
It was a live one, though. Why would they do it if it was? I mean, they could put a fake one down there to see if they could do it, but it's a live IED. Live.
Now, how was this IED? How this particular bomb? How could it go off? Was this remote? Could
it was a remote IED. Yeah.
Who's got the remote?
That's the thing. We don't know, and you can't trace the frequency. You can't trace it. It's gone.
So probably the way it seems right now, unless there's an investigation we don't know about, we're probably never going to find out who put this thing there.
Well, Jay, not only that, but do you realize how sophisticated you have to be to build an underwater IED, a remote controlled underwater IED? This is not just the regular IED that some idiot in Pakistan puts together, wraps some dynamite, with a fuse. This is an actual underwater IED that can explode. And the beauty part is when it explodes, nobody is going to see an explosion. They're just going to see the dam crumble. Yeah. That was the whole point. So somebody that has know-how knows about structures, because if you know about structures, especially dams, they are structurally weak at the bottom. If you can blow it out with a bomb, the entire thing will come crashing down. So they knew where to place the bomb. Somebody that's like an engineer maybe had to know about this. Somebody that knew about the know-how on the inside. They knew where to place the bomb. They knew when to place the bomb because nobody was caught on camera or anything like that. So somebody with insider knowledge had to have been involved in this in one way or another.
And money, not cheap. So this costs money. So they have money too. So they have knowledge, money, inside information possibly. I don't know. Something needs to be looked at here. And no, I haven't heard a word about it.
I'll tell you how you find it, Jay. I'll tell you how you find the person. If you can't find the person based on tracing the frequencies and stuff, here's how you find them. You got to find out why that specific dam. If you find out why that specific dam, what's going on? Is there some kind of lawsuit happening where, this could happen? Is there do they need the land for some reason? If the water comes through and destroys homes, why this particular dam? If you can find that out, you can probably find out who did it.
Well, Jack, let's start a dam investigation.
No, I don't give a damn.
I listen, damn it. We need. All right.
Puns, people, puns.
I'm stopping right there. No, listen, I've heard nothing about this till you brought it up today. It's gotten no coverage. No. Hopefully it starts. Jack, you know what's going to happen? It's going to start to get coverage in about 2 days.
Yeah.
And the New York Post is going to use your photo. And
my God. And they will. They did that. You're right. They did that same shit with Mamdami. They used I did a post about that the next 2 days later. They used my curse of the Mambino and then they stole something else of mine a little bit later down there. I guarantee you, it's funny, Jay, because whatever we report on, when we find shit before even the mainstream media, a couple days later, they'll find it and then they'll steal it from us. And we get no credit. If people watched this show, if more people watched this show, they would get the news 2 days before the mainstream media.
Yeah, absolutely. Or even just on X, you'll get.
Well, especially here, though. This is the spot.
No, I'm saying on X, I think in a couple days, this story will start to get traction on X. Watch.
Oh, it will. That's why if you come here, you'll get the news before the mainstream media. You'll get the news before X. I mean, right now, this bomb story, this massive IED bomb story, which should be huge. I mean, you're talking about terroristic, infrastructure damage that could cause lives, lots of lives. This should be huge, but we're the only ones that reported it and know about it, and it's slowly gaining traction. But how in the world do we find out about something like this before the mainstream media and before X or anything else? If you come watch Secret America, every night at 7 p.m., you will find out about the shit that you'll find out about everywhere else 2 days later.
I don't know. Jack is like a magnet. That's all I could say. He's a magnet for this stuff. Maybe I don't know what it is. I don't want to know. He probably
does show up, doesn't it? It's just weird.
Yeah, it just shows up.
Things just show up.
Yeah, but you know what? The reason it should be a big story. First of all, it's just on the face of it, right? A bomb at a dam that could
in America
blow up and kill people
on American soil.
Everybody's always talked about it since I'm a little kid. Oh my God, what if they got into the water supply? What if they did something to our water supply? Well, this is in the water supply, but it's a bomb that could cause the water supply to kill you by
who knows what was in the bomb, Jay? There could have been chemicals in that bomb.
Do they even know yet?
There could have been chemicals in that bomb that were meant to contaminate the water supply. And by the way, I said this earlier, that is the main water supply dam for the entire city.
Now, Jack, what city is this again?
Mobile, Alabama.
Mobile, Alabama. Listen, I don't know. And somebody, Cajun just said, even their local news hasn't said a word about it.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
It's amazing how we get these things. Secret America. That's why you want to watch Secret America. If you want to know the news 2 days before anybody else, Secret America is the place to go.
That's it.
All right. So yeah, I'm interested to find out what's going to happen. There has to be an investigation. We have to find out. I want to know why this dam, why this water supply. If you can find that out, you can find out who did it. Because once you find out the why, then you ask yourself, it's a famous, well, it's not a famous, but it's a common legal saying. It's a common criminal justice saying. It's cui bono. Okay, who benefits? Once you find out why this is done, you can find out who benefits. Whoever benefits is usually the person that committed the act.
Well, Deborah's saying 350,000 people get their water.
She's right. She is right.
350,000.
That's amazing. I mean,
a lot of people. Crazy. I don't know. But again, there's so much to think about here. What was this made of? What was in the bomb? Was it also laced with something? Was it just there to blow the dam up so the dam flooded we need answers to this.
Well, we do. Yeah, we definitely need answers to this. But I want to move on. I want to talk about something that's awesome, Jay.
Yep.
Get this. All right. So you know how we were talking about data centers are destroying the world yesterday? I mean, they're destroying America. For me, they are taking up useless farmland. And by the way, there's a theory. Did you know that China's biggest data center, and they have over 1 billion people, way more than we do. Their biggest data center, they are far ahead of us in AI and stuff, but their biggest data center is only 200 football fields big. 200 football fields big. Yet in America, we need data centers that are 30,000 football fields big. Do you hear what I said? 30,000 football fields big. There is no reason America needs that. And I'm telling you why they're doing it, though, Jay. It's because, and I've read this in a lot of places, a lot of reputable people are talking about how they're turning it into a surveillance state, because with all this infrastructure all over the country, they will have enough what do you call it? Enough terabytes, enough, data, enough storage to be able to surveil the entire country. If China, which is ahead of us by far in a lot of the technological stuff, has their biggest AI data center, 200 football fields, but America needs one that's 30,000 football fields big, that's insane. It's not needable, Jay. But that's not why we're not talking about that. I'm sorry. We're not talking about that. I'm going to tell you why I talked about that for a second, though, Jay. Get this. Okay. So in Festus, Missouri, city officials quietly approved a massive $6 billion data center project on 360 acres. 360 acres at Festus, Missouri. While residents said the meetings were held behind closed doors, documents were dumped late, so they didn't have time to read them, and the community wasn't even informed until it was too late. Okay? That's what happened. I mean, the people were fearing a massive strain on water, power grids, land, infrastructure, traffic, noise, the character of their community, all for a project that many residents say they never even got a voice on, Jay. So get this, get what they did. The people responded with a political earthquake. Voter turnout, and get this, Jay. You know what's funny about this? They approved this project 2 weeks before the election. 2 weeks. Why not wait until after the election before?
Would have been a smart move to wait till after the election.
Okay, get this. So I can't even get it out. That was the dumbest. Okay, anyways, it was really fucking stupid. But anyways, okay, so here's what happened. Okay, so 2 weeks before the election, they went ahead and approved this $6 billion data center project for 360 acres that no residents wanted, and it was all done behind closed doors. Well, the people, like I said, they responded with a political earthquake. Voter turnout exploded by 129%. So let's say there was 100 voters. That means this time there was 229 voters. That's not how many there were. I'm just giving you an example of 129%. But it exploded by one and one third. I mean, it's incredible. Okay, let's say there was 10,000 voters. That means this time there was 20. This time there was what? Let's say there was 10,000 voters.
Is it 20,290?
Huh?
20,290?
Yep, that's what it would be. 20,290 voters if there was 10,000. So 129% is massive. Okay. So, but get this. That's what happened. It exploded. But every single city council member, every single one of them that voted yes for this particular thing, and I think it ended up being like a 6-2 vote. It was either 6-2 or 7-2. I forget. I think it was 6-2. But get this. Every single city council member that voted yes got ousted. They got removed 2 weeks after the project. A 70-year-old first-time candidate crushed an 8-year incumbent. This person had been on the city council for 8 years. A 70-year-old first-time candidate crushed him by 40 points. 40 with a 40 points, Jay. This tells you right here what everybody all over the country is saying. We do not want data centers in our neighborhoods. We don't want data centers in our communities. There is enough. If China can run a $1.3 billion people country with no data centers larger than 200 football fields, we don't need any more. There is a reason that they're building them, Jay, and I can promise you it's not so your Google search will go faster.
I mean, I want my Google search to go faster.
Yeah, well, that's not going to happen with these.
Oh, all right. Well, well, listen, these people obviously didn't see this coming. I don't know, like the people on this city council or whatever. Are you guys alive? Are you alive? Like what?
That doesn't make any sense.
Like, what did you think was going to happen? You tried to, in the dead of night, listen, you could only do that kind of stuff. You only get to do that kind of stuff, Jack, when you're in, federal office, the dead of night stuff. Okay. Exactly. You're not going to get away with it in some, smaller town, city council. You're going to get found out, and then you're going to get blown out by 40 points
40.
by some 70-year-old guy who never ran for office for us and says, yeah, I'm just not going to do what they just did. Oh, you got my vote. I mean,
crushed.
What it also
they were
tells
all
me,
crushed, dude.
Well, Jack, it kind of renews my faith a little bit in people to say,
I agree.
If something really drives somebody, if they really get an issue, they'll go out and vote. That's awesome. I agree. Now you just got to keep doing that and take that fervor and that, to every election, because that's what you need to do if you actually care about your local community, your state, your country.
And local matters most, Jay. Local elections matter the most.
Look at this.
It's massive. That's why I wanted to bring this up. Right. This right here should give everybody hope that you can change things. These guys did a closed door data center deal for $6 billion to eat up 300 acres of that town's land. 2 weeks later, everybody, the voter turnout exploded by double. They voted out every single council member. There was a guy there who had been on the city council for 8 years. 8 years. A 70-year-old man beat him by 40 points. And why? Because they said, we're going to remove the data center project. Guess what? There's also a recall petition for the mayor. He voted for the data center project. There's a recall petition for the mayor. And the new city council going to remove and rescind the data center project. That is how things are done right there. This right here, Jay, should give everybody hope. Local elections matter the most. You start with local and you work your way up. And these guys just stopped a $6 billion, 360-acre data center project that would have destroyed their ecosystem.
They did so many things wrong here.
Oh my God.
First of all, it was fresh in people's minds. I mean, that too. I mean, talk about like This happened, you're like, oh wait, in 2 weeks I get to vote this guy out.
2 weeks. Why wouldn't you wait 2 weeks and 1 day to do the freaking data center project?
Or do it like a year before the election so people forget, right?
Yeah. 2 weeks before the election. I mean, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Oh, they're obviously not good politicians for a lot of reasons. So they don't
never
deserve
will be
to
again.
Yeah, they don't deserve to be there for a lot of reasons. But I mean, so many things were done wrong here. Listen, be transparent. I mean, how do you do something like this? And apparently you're saying with no public hearings, there was nothing.
Nope.
I mean,
It was all done behind closed doors.
How do you do that?
Why can't the politicians and even the local ones allow people to just vote on stuff? Why can't you say, hey, let's let the people vote? If they do it, we'll do it. Why can't you do that?
Well, I mean, I guess it depends on the
I'm not talking
local.
about for everything.
No, not for everything.
But the bigger things.
Yeah, something like this, it should be a kind of a referendum kind of deal, I think.
Of course, if it's 300 acres of your small town community,
yeah, I would think so. I mean, they're probably saying, "Oh my God, the amount of jobs it's going to create." Well, that's awesome, but
data centers don't really create jobs. No offense to anybody out there.
the construction jobs, you would have had tons of construction jobs.
They're very temporary.
But it would have created jobs though. Probably would have created.
What jobs are there for a data center?
I got to look. Listen, somebody's got to run it.
Jobs for
somebody's got to run it.
Jack. Just servers that sit in a field and blow with the fan and the water.
Right now.
I promise you.
Just talk for a second. I want to look that up because
there are no jobs. There are no permanent jobs. Now, obviously, you're going to have construction jobs and stuff, but there are no permanent jobs from a data center. Okay, all the data centers are big servers with fans and water that cools the servers. That's all it is. It's literally rows and rows of metal boxes. That's it.
All right, ready?
Center. Go ahead.
Okay. So it says data centers create relatively few permanent ongoing operations jobs compared to their massive capital investment in physical jobs. Okay, but those jobs tend to be well-paid, skilled positions in facilities management, engineering.
Jobs, man.
No, the permanent ones tend to be facilities management, engineering, and technical operations.
Yeah, very few, maybe 2 or 3 jobs that thing would have created.
It says 20 to 50 full-time permanent staff.
No, you wouldn't even need that much.
That's what it's saying here. Real quick inquiry. But yeah, no, listen.
But even then, no.
Again, they was my whole thing was, they probably would have said, it's going to create a lot of construction jobs. Is that okay? But other than that, no. That's like saying that we're to build a prison.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is.
Nobody wants it. It's not in my backyard, right? NIMBY, we know that, right? Not in my backyard.
Jay, imagine if they did eminent domain to your neighbors. They left you alone. But they did eminent domain to any neighbors around you, and you are literally surrounded by loud, humming metal boxes 24/7, including glowing light at night. And you don't know the radiation, you don't know what it's doing. And guess what? Your electricity bill, it's no longer $150. Now it's $1,050.
We talked about that last night. These companies have to foot the bill for these extra costs. They just do. You just do,
but they won't. They don't.
They got to figure out a way, Jack. They got to figure out a way to build these damn things underwater. I mean, they can. We already know how. They already know how. So do it.
It would save a ton of money and space.
Yep, do it. If it's feasible, if it works, they got to go underwater.
Microsoft's doing it right now. China's doing it right now.
Yeah, end of story. It doesn't even have to be, Jack. It doesn't even have to be in an ocean. We have lakes. You can
do it in the lakes. Yep.
Yeah.
You can even build your own lake and put it underwater.
True. You can build a man-made lake and do it that way.
Absolutely.
Like I said, this is all relatively new, and I think people have to speak up like these people did and say, no, you're not building this on our land. You're going to have to figure out another way. You're just going to have to figure out another way. Jay.
This sent a message to the country, and it sent a message to the people that want data centers, want to put out data centers. It sent a message to the residents of these towns that you can stop this. You can make a difference.
Absolutely. Just get your ass out and vote.
This was massive. It was massive, Jay.
But like one more time before we move on.
Go ahead.
The fact that these guys did this and didn't think it was going to be a problem and did it right before the election, didn't have public hearings. How is that even possible?
2 weeks, my man.
All right. You got me. But I'm glad they're out. Good job.
2 weeks before the election, they say, hey, we're gonna go ahead and do this. We're going to go ahead and approve this $6 billion data center that you don't want 2 weeks before you got to vote for me to be in.
Crazy.
Unbelievable.
Not very good self-preservation instincts.
Oh, boy. You got that right. Okay, Jay, here's what we're going to do. All right. We are going to talk about the CIA raid last night. First of all, we never said it was a raid. We said the CIA seized boxes of documents, okay? 40 boxes is what we were told by Anna Paulina Luna. She said the CIA seized 40 boxes. She never said raid. Nobody said raid. We just said we were contemplating how they did it. Was it in the middle of the night? There was no raid, okay? But let me tell you what they're backtracking on, Jay. Luna earlier today said, I am noticing a few large accounts stating falsely that I claimed there was a raid on Tulsi Gabbard by the CIA. This is completely false. There is no clip or statement that exists. Why is there an orchestrated push for this narrative? Not one account can post a clip of me saying that because it never happened. And she's right. She did not say raid. I'll tell you exactly what she said because I have a post. She said, let's see. I want the exact freaking. I have the exact post. I want the exact quote. I don't want anybody to say, hey, she said this or that. Let's see here. Jay,
find the clip from Fox News where
here
she
it is.
said it.
Oh yeah, no. But here it is. She said the CIA, this was her exact post anyway. The CIA has 24 hours to return the documents to Tulsi Gabbard's office or else I will make a motion to issue a subpoena. These documents have been requested by Congress. Right there, Jay, what she said right there does not imply that they raided it. It also does not imply that they were ever in the possession of Tulsi Gabbard. She says they have been requested by Congress. What I'm saying is they actually had the documents the whole time. They just haven't turned them over. That's what her post says. Listen again. The CIA has 24 hours to return. No, I take that back. She uses the word return. I take that back. So it must have been taken, and then she wants them back. But there was no raid. She did not say anything about a raid, but she did say they seized them. Now listen to this, Jay. She also said, where is it? She said Mario Nawfal had a bunch of where he said the CIA raided Tulsi Gabbard's office, yada, yada, yada. But then he comes out and says a story began circulating last night that Tulsi Gabbard's office had been raided by the CIA. It was not. This happened after Representative Anna Paulina Luna went on News Nation and her comments were taken out of context. She has since issued a clarification herself saying this did not happen today and was not a raid. However, it did take place, and we are just being made aware of it based on reporting. So what happened, Jay, is what they're trying to say happened is people took her words out of context, which they did. If you go back and look, they did. She did not say raid, and she did not say today. All she said was they have 24 hours to return the documents and that they have been requested by Congress. So everybody took it out of context, if you want the God's honest. But when you say 24 hours to return documents, it makes people think that they were just taken. They were just taken now because you only got 24 hours to return them. You say 24 hours and you say return. That implies that somebody took them from you just now and you want them back within 24 hours. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong, and it kind of just took off. Fox News ran with it. News Nation, I think that was the interview. If you can, Jack, find the clip with her and Katie Pavlich where Luna was when she first talked about this, because that might have been what set this off, and it was. Here's my thing.
You want me to play it or no?
Yeah, go ahead, play it, and I'll say after.
I'll tell you what doesn't help, Jay. The banner at the bottom, the banner says Luna, CIA seized boxes from Tulsi's office. While she's talking, that's what it says. So that didn't help. Let me go ahead and play it for everybody, though. I want everybody to take a listen to this.
This is where we get full context.
Oh, yeah.
Before we get to the CIA whistleblower about the COVID-19 pandemic and Dr. Anthony Fauci's role in the cover-up, you also have some news coming out of the CIA that you'd like to share.
Yeah, so we were actually just notified that the CIA went in and took documents out of ODNI, multiple boxes pertaining to the JFK files, as well as.
She said we were just notified that the CIA just went in.
Yep.
And took boxes out of the ODNI. What we reported, Jay, you and I reported was correct. He said that is a seize. When they go in an office and take something, they are seizing it.
Yes. That's
MK Ultra. The reason why this is troubling is there was an executive order that the president had directed the full declassification of JFK, but then also to the MK Ultra files. The CIA famously has said that all documents were released and other documents had been destroyed. So these are allegedly those documents that apparently never existed, and so very troubling.
She said these are the documents that never existed.
I did just talk to Chairman Comer, and we are sending in the next hour or so a preservation of documents request to the CIA. I have calls into the White House to the director of the CIA himself. And so obviously, as this develops, we'll keep everyone up to date. But strange times we're living in. That's
Jay. She said right there for everybody's own ears and everybody's own eyes, she said that these are the files that never existed. So what she's saying is they took these files back because they were never supposed to be released.
Right. She's got to be more careful. She's a you're a member of Congress. You're on national cable network, and like you said, CIA went in and took boxes.
Mm-hmm.
You say
she's
something
telling the
like
truth. No, she's Jay. I think she's telling the truth. I think they're backtracking.
No, that's fine. She might be telling the truth. I'm just going to say this. We haven't heard anything from either the CIA or ODNI or the White House to say that any of this even happened yet. Let's just be clear. We have Luna hearing it from the whistleblower, and that's what we've heard. Now,
no, that's the COVID thing. The whistleblower is the COVID thing.
No, wasn't it also this too? Erdman?
No. This she's part of the committee. Yeah, she's part of. She knows that happened. The whistleblower was the COVID cover-up with Fauci.
I just want to make positive on that.
I'm 100% sure.
You're 100% sure.
Whistleblower for this.
With this guy that talked about yesterday, he didn't talk at all about this.
No. Where did she get this from? That was the COVID cover-up. Yeah.
Well, where did she get this from then? Where did she say she got this from?
She didn't say where she got it from.
That's what I'm saying.
But see, she's part of the declassification committee, so she knew about that somehow.
She's got to be more careful. She can't come on News Network and say the CIA went in and took boxes without any context to it. She can't.
Telling the truth.
I'm not saying she's not telling the truth, but what she's got to do is say, we just learned that maybe a year ago, the CIA.
No, it wasn't a year ago.
That's what it's saying. It was 2025.
No. It wasn't a year ago.
It
happened yesterday. And I'm going to tell you how I know that, Jay. I'm going to tell
you
how
saying, hold on. You're saying these boxes were taken yesterday?
Yes. These boxes were taken.
Based on what?
I'm going to tell you what it's based on. Okay. So when somebody usually has a first bit reaction, that's usually the correct reaction. The first thing they say is usually truthful. They're telling you the truth. Then as they get time to think about it, they have to backtrack. But let me tell you what she said, Jay. She said, we just learned they went in and took files out of the ODNI. Just went in. They have 24 hours to return these files, okay? Just went in and 24 hours to return. They definitely went in there yesterday.
Play it again.
Take a listen.
Play it again. Yep.
Pandemic and Dr. Anthony Fauci's role in the cover-up. You also have some news coming out of the CIA that you'd like to share.
Yeah, so we were actually just notified that the CIA went in and took documents out of ODNI, multiple boxes pertaining to the JFK files, as well as.
See, so listen to this, Jay.
You know how?
You know how I know that it happened yesterday? You want to know how I know? What she just said gives you all the information you need. They didn't take the ODNI wasn't doing this a year ago. The committee wasn't doing this a year ago. They took the files out of the ODNI office, Jay.
When was the executive order?
I have no idea.
Well,
but they weren't doing. But Jay, they weren't doing this. They didn't have the boxes in the ODNI offices back then. The CIA. First of all, if this just happened, if this happened a year ago, she wouldn't be coming on the news and even talking about it, Jay. She wouldn't say you have 24 hours to return the files.
Hang on. Let me just look. When did President Trump issue
I'll
the
look.
executive order?
Let's do it here, Jay.
I'm looking.
Jay, hang on.
Go ahead.
I'm going to do it so everybody can see, okay?
Yeah. When did President Trump issue the executive order? And when did apparently the ODNI take possession of these materials to declassify them?
All right, that's. I'm not going to ask that damn long of a question, but I'm going to say
that's
really important. All you need to know is when he did the executive order, because that'll tell you all you need to know.
Okay.
All right, can you see it?
There's nothing up now. It's up. Go ahead.
All right, let's do this real quick. Let's see. All right, here it is. Come on, come up. Let's bring it up for everybody to see.
I have the date right in front of me. Let's see if it
When
comes-
can you see it?
Go ahead.
Okay. When did President Trump issue the executive order to declassify JFK and MK Ultra files? Let's see what they have to say here. So it was January 23rd, which was about 14 months ago.
Yeah.
And when was the committee formed? That's what I want to know, because that's when when did they start to declassify the files? How about that?
Yeah, I just asked, when did ODNI take possession of the files to begin declassification? It says early April 2025.
Yeah, early April 2025.
Well, it's a year ago.
Yeah, and so what she's saying, though, is she said this happened. I'm going to tell you, Jay, I'm telling you right now for everybody to hear, this actually happened yesterday, okay? You don't have that kind of a reaction if it's something that happened a year ago.
What if she just learned about it?
But you don't give them 24 hours if it happened a year ago either.
Well,
you
why
don't
not?
do these things, Jay. She said they took it from the ODNI office, okay?
Right.
Yeah, if they were going to have files, they wouldn't have given it to her. Okay, so they wouldn't have given it to him back then if it was files that they needed to keep. The ODNI must have gotten possession of those files at some point. Then they learned about it and went and got them from. I'm telling you, the first reaction is usually the correct one, Jay.
I can't go there, Jack. That could be a theory, and that's your theory. My theory is different. I don't think I think that she found out yesterday that this happened
a year ago. You're telling
ago.
me. You're telling me she had this reaction. She even said return the files within 24 hours from a year ago.
Sure. Why not? We want them back. Why not?
Let's use our dome piece here.
Hold on a minute. What's the difference? I want them back, and I want them back in 24 hours. You guys went in there. I just found out you had them.
Jay,
Hold on.
If something happened a year ago, you're not going to say you got 24 hours to return. That's ridiculous. And you're not going to go on the news and talk about it if it was a year ago. You're just going to do it internally. She said we just found out they went into the ODNI office and took the files. That's what she said.
She said just notified that the CIA went in and took boxes. That's what she said.
From the ODNI office. Yes, exactly.
Correct. So
what I'm saying is it doesn't happen, my man. Jay,
that could be your
part
theory.
Of the committee that's declassifying. You're telling me she didn't know this? If this happened a year ago, one of the chairmen of the committee didn't know that these files for a year.
All right, hold on. There's a correction here. Anna Polina Luna learned about the CIA's removal of the 40 boxes of files directly from James Erdman III's Senate testimony yesterday.
Yeah.
No, but you said before you said that he didn't, that it was just the Fauci thing. No, he talked about that too. Erdman, a CIA's operations officer.
I don't know who Erdman is. I don't know what we're talking about.
That's the guy who was testifying yesterday.
Oh, I was going by the news where she said it was COVID, the COVID thing. I don't know.
No,
Erdman.
he testified about that. That's the whistleblower. That's him.
No, well, I didn't watch any testimony.
No, that's what happened. That was what I was saying. She found out all of this yesterday during that testimony. That's what happened. So she found out yesterday that this happened, and then when she found out about it, she said, "I want this back within 24 hours." But when she went on the news, what she did was her wording. It was. She needs to be more careful. The way she worded it, CIA went in and took boxes. Now, that might very well be true, but you have to be careful how you say it, because all of a sudden everybody ran when it's, oh my God, they raided the office and took boxes. And when did this happen? She didn't say it was a year ago. She was making it sound yesterday like, yes, it just happened. But she found out from the whistleblower yesterday that this happened a year ago. That's what happened.
I'm going to look a little more into this.
Go ahead. Yeah. I'm telling you, that's what I'm getting right now. And I was pretty sure of that. My whole thing with this also was, only thing we have now is a whistleblower. We haven't heard anything from the CIA confirming that this happened. We haven't heard anything from ODNI confirming that this happened. And we haven't heard anything from the White House confirming that this happened. We have a whistleblower. And a lot of people are saying it's really interesting how this came down yesterday when President Trump's in China trying to work out probably having the biggest summit of his presidency. And all of a sudden this gets thrown in his lap to try and derail him, and to make it look like he's got no control over his administration, and it's chaos. I find it to be interesting, the whole thing, Jack. I really do.
Oh, I do too.
The timing of it is very interesting.
asking Grok right now because I want to know. Okay, so here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you exactly what it says. Okay, Grok says, let's see. Oh, this is it right here. Check this out. So listen to this. This is it right here, Jay. I said, when did the CIA? Actually, you know what? I'll put it up here for everybody to see. I want you to see this, Jay. Check this out. We were both wrong, by the way. Take a look at this. All right. I said, when did the CIA take the 40 boxes of JFK and MK Ultra files from ODNI? It says the CIA reclaimed the approximately 40 boxes of JFK assassination related and MK Ultra files from facilities under ODNI jurisdiction, specifically the National Reconnaissance Office, yada, yada.
The dead of night.
During the 2025 government shutdown, late 2025. That was not a year ago, and it was not last night.
No, okay, but it wasn't recently.
It was
Let's
about
put it
6 to 8 months ago.
Okay, so I mean, it was a while ago, and they also did it, Jack, which is interesting, in the dead of night, allegedly in the dead of night during a shutdown.
That's what it says. Yeah.
Well, listen, that would be enough for me. Here's my thing, and I have it here. That's enough for me to flip out because, okay, if this happened, Jack, they did it during a shutdown and in the dead of night. So
they did it during the government shutdown. That is key right there.
Yeah.
During the government shutdown and in the middle of the night, those people should be arrested immediately.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be enough. It didn't have to be. Here's my thing. She didn't have to make it. She should have been more clear, or she shouldn't have said anything until she knew all the facts. That's what happened. And that's why she had to backtrack. You shouldn't. It happens, and I'm not ready to throw Luna to the wolves for it. I'm not.
I said, I think
Luna.
I
think she's on the right side
with the declassification conspiracy stuff.
Yeah, I think she's on the right side a lot more than she's on the wrong side. So we can do a lot worse.
I apologize for not seeing. She wrote the hearing was yesterday like 5 times. She was talking about the hearing with the thing. So I apologize for not seeing that. We were just trying to do some research, but I am reading what you're typing. And Jay, this right here. So we were both wrong. We were kind of in the middle. You went a year ago. I went now, and it was actually like 6 to 8 months ago. So let's just say we were both right.
Listen, we're both right in the fact that no matter when it happened,
it was still illegally done.
If this did happen, and again, I haven't heard anything official from any agency or the White House yet. If this did happen, and again, this is a whistleblower who has connections to people that aren't exactly friendly to the administration. I'll just stop right there. But
no, but
why this was said yesterday?
The files are gone.
Well, again, I would like official word from either Gabbard or Ratcliffe or the White House as to what exactly is going on.
Why would they give official word about that?
Because somebody's got to answer a question here. Did it happen or not? Did it happen or not? Because you're telling me today, right? You said it, and it's correct that Burleson and Luna was supposedly going to see these documents, correct?
Yep. Burleson by the way, guys, we may be getting Representative Eric Burleson on the show next week, hopefully. This is the guy, Jay, that was in the Clinton depositions. He was in the Clinton depositions. This is the guy that was in the alien UFO hearings. And now this is the guy that went with Representative Luna to the CIA to look at the files that they took. Jay, this guy is in the middle of everything, and we may be having him on this show next week. I've been talking to his scheduler. His name's Nate. Maybe we can get him on the show.
Let's see. Hopefully we can. Obviously busy, but yeah, we'll see what he can do.
How great would that be to ask him these questions, man?
Oh, listen, whether he can answer or not, we'll find out, but we're going to ask him. But I mean, that's what I'm saying. No, I would like somebody to actually confirm that this actually happened, because otherwise it's like a smokescreen. It's something to just sow division, and it's something to kind of just throw this administration to chaos while the president is in China at the most important meeting of his presidency. I mean, that's it. I mean, so the timing is just suspect to me as well. It really is. It really is. That's Jack. That last night, it's a huge story. Huge. Fox News picked up on it immediately. Jesse Waters, establishment media, Fox News picked up on this and ran with it because it's a huge story.
Massive.
It happened.
But yet the bombing isn't. You know,
you
mean bomb is not massive.
The one in the dam, right? Exactly. So where are our priorities here? We have something that might have happened, but we know something that did happen, where a literal bomb was found at the bottom of a dam that supplies water to 350,000 people in Alabama in that area, and nobody's talking about it. I don't know. You got me.
Not a single person is talking about the bomb. That is just, it's unbelievable, is what
Got
it is.
me.
You know?
Maybe, like I said, Jack, give it a couple of days. It'll take off like wildfire.
Oh yeah, after we put it out there, then it takes off. It'd be nice if it took off while we were, when we put it out there, because we're the ones that get the news pretty much before everybody else.
Someday.
No, most days.
No,
I would say most days.
Someday it'll be while we're putting it out where everybody.
Oh yeah, yeah. By the way, the post that Anna Paulina Luna put out about 7 hours ago, it says heading to the CIA with Representative Burleson to see the files in question taken from ODNI. So her and Eric Burleson went there today, 7 hours ago. So I really hope we can get him on the show and talk about this, because it's extremely interesting, and I'd like to know more about it, and if any, not just this, I want to know about the UFO hearings he was in, and I want to know about the Clinton deposition he was in. I mean, how crazy was that too? It was wonderful.
Yeah.
All right.
I'd like to be a fly on the wall.
Oh, absolutely. Are you kidding me? Absolutely. Okay. So real quick, we've got just a few minutes left. I wanted to talk about a bombshell that happened last night that nobody seems to know about. It's a January 6th bombshell. Okay. People don't seem to know about this, but I'm going to tell you, this was hidden for 5 years. It was discovered 5 months ago. Blaze, which is a media outlet, was told to sit on it for 2 weeks. They gave them 5 weeks, okay? Investigative reporter Steve Baker, who we have had on the show, by the way, investigative reporter Steve Baker dropped the receipts. A Capitol Police whistleblower document buried since 2021 and rediscovered by Representative Barry Loudermilk's subcommittee contains a text message. This is a real text message. This isn't somebody just saying some kind of document thing. This was an actual text message, so it was real, proving that U.S. Capitol Police leadership had foreknowledge, meaning they knew about it, and allowed January 6th to unfold exactly as planned, okay? Before 9:30 a.m. on January 6, 2021, Sergeant Lawrence Cook texted Deputy Chief Sean Gallagher, and he said Pittman was excited about taking over for Sund today. Pittman was excited about taking over for Sund today. Chief Stephen Sund himself recalled Pittman being described as giddy that morning. The whistleblower alleges this was part of an internal conspiracy by the U.S. Capitol Police brass, including Yogananda, Pittman, and Gallagher, working with Democrat staffers to intentionally weaken security, let chaos explode, and then remove Chief Sund so Pittman could seize power. The only way they would have removed Chief Sund so Pittman could seize power is if January 6th happened. And guess what? Sergeant Cook texted Gallagher and said Pittman is excited about taking over for Sund today. How would they know that he's going to take over for Sund today at 9:30 a.m. unless they knew this was going to happen? Because that's the only way he was going to take over for Sund, is if something like this happened. So they knew it was going to happen. This bombshell was possessed by the January 6th Select Committee and hidden from the public. The official insurrection narrative just got nuked. You heard it right here first on Secret America.
That whole narrative was crap.
But the text message, Jay, this proves it. This there's no room for wiggling here. This proves they knew about it beforehand.
Is anybody going to go to jail for this?
Nope. There's not even going to be an investigation.
There should be.
Oh, of course. And this proves that they knew about it, Jay. And this proves they knew about it. The text message says Pittman is excited for taking over for Sund today. Sund is the chief of police. Nobody's going to take over for him unless there's a massive chaos riot or something. And guess what? There just happened to be one, and Pittman took over for Sund.
Yeah, and that whole riot, whatever you want to call it, I call it the largest entrapment operation in the history of the United States.
They open the gates, then they open the doors.
And they also, if there's a lot of videos, and listen, as I say, I'm back to blue through and through, but that police response, not on that day, that police response left a lot to be desired.
They fired in an unarmed crowd. Did you see that from the roof? From the roof.
Yeah, I was gonna go right there. There's plenty of videos where they fired into the crowd with tear gas and other non-lethal means of restraining an actual violent crowd. and there was no violent crowd. It was a lot of people, but there was nobody advancing on them. Nobody was attempting to advance on them
They wanted to create chaos
in these situations, and they created a lot of the chaos.
Mhm.
And a lot of it was, and I always looked at it, I said, how is there just no supervision out here? I remember seeing videos where a couple of cops are just walking around and like, hey, what do you got there? Oh, I got this, pepper, whatever it was, bean bags or concussion or the grenades. And
Yep.
oh, really? Hey, go ahead. Let's fire one off. Like, wait a minute. This isn't how this is supposed to work
Mhm.
at all. It was just very bizarre. And now when you hear something like this, you're like, and you always thought to yourself, and my favorite saying, you can't be that bad by accident.
No.
Right.
And we all knew, Jay, that this was done on purpose to what they wanted to do was distract everybody so they could get the fake electors through and finish the stealing of the election. That's why they did it. So it was a huge distraction so the electorates could get put through. That's why this was done. And now we have actual proof, Jay. This is the first real physical, tangible proof that the police knew about it beforehand. We have a text message.
Well, why do you think Joe Biden gave blanket pardons to everybody in that committee?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why? Because all the stuff was buried. That's
Yeah.
why. I'm
This
actually
was
amazed
buried.
I'm amazed this was found.
I don't know
I
how
guess
it was found.
Well, you can't get rid of text messages, right? They're in the ether somewhere.
Yeah.
But, this whole thing, and not only that, Jack, forget about the electors that day. Do you realize the mileage that they've gotten out of January 6th as far as a narrative?
Oh, my God. They used it for everything, fundraising, new laws to curb your freedoms. Jay, we got to go, unfortunately. We
bashing the president, bashing conservatives, bashing everybody that doesn't vote Democrat. Go ahead.
Absolutely, Jay. Okay, so everybody, I want to make sure you go to maxassociates.etsy.com. It is the #1 place for USA Pride gifts and patriotic apparel. I can promise you will love it. You get 20% off every order and free shipping anywhere in the United States. You cannot do better than that. Look, if you're thinking about getting something for your father for Father's Day, or you're thinking about, getting something for yourself or family for the 250th anniversary of the United States, which is in a month and a half, you might as well go here first. Okay. If you go anywhere else, you're not going to get the deal. Here you get 20% off and free shipping anywhere in the United States. maxassociates.etsy.com. Also, guys, be sure to follow us. Okay. Our screen name is Secret America TV on every social media: X, YouTube, Rumble, Kick, Instagram. Secret America TV. We're no longer on TikTok because they kicked us off for telling the truth. Jay is still on there, though, and he's at @Penionsberry with an A, at @Penionsberry. Secret America TV, same screen name for every single social media and every single one that we do. Watch us live Monday through Friday, every single weekday at 7 p.m. Eastern time, okay? Every single weekday. We will be here with you throughout the week. We are the #1 drive time podcast in America. So make sure you check it out. I can promise you will not regret it. Follow us, subscribe. Every little bit helps. Even if you just follow or you subscribe or you like something, every little bit helps. Jay, you got anything to say before we go?
Yeah, last thing, maybe we can talk about it tomorrow. CIA director, speaking of CIA, John Ratcliffe, he met with the Cuban officials today in Havana and basically said that the negotiation window will not stay open indefinitely. Interesting.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. That is very interesting. Thank you, Raina, for saying it was a great show, a wow show. We really appreciate it. Deborah usually says that too, but she's on a phone call apparently. She put BRB phone call like she's texting us or something.
That's great.
Oh, gosh. All right, guys. I want to thank everybody for watching the show. We really appreciate it. We will be back and better than ever tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern. For Jay Gatling, I am Jack Danger. Thank you for watching Secret America.
You've been listening to Secret America.